just got back from the Sorrrry Dessen signing. It's currently Friday, but most people will be watching this on Saturday, so we're pretending it's Friday. I just got back. I went to the event with Kelsey of Reading Keeps You Sane, and it was fun, and we ate some bad food and some deep fried food. Moving on. I had, I think, 3 requests from people to film the event. And all I have to say is Sorrrry Dessen is not Cindy Pond. I have never spoken to Sorrrry Dessen in my life. So I can't really follow her around with camera. Did get 4 clips. I got 2 of her reading, 1 of her answering a couple questions, and then 1 other one. So here's clip number 1 where she is explaining a bit about Along for the Ride. I cut off the beginning on accident.
For that, by reading ahead, getting some of the syllabi off of the internet, and going ahead and buying the textbooks. So she's going to spend her summer getting a jump on everybody else in her college classes, just to give you an idea. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just, that's just her way. But her summer changes when she ends up going down to the beach to visit her dad and his new wife Heidi and their little baby Thisbe. Auden's parents went through a pretty ugly divorce a few years earlier. So she goes down there, and Auden hasn't really had a lot of the social experiences that some of us have in high school, or a lot of us have in high school. She's been so focused on school. She's kind of a loner. And her mother raised her to not really trust other women that much. So she hasn't had a lot of those like real close female friendships that sort of define a lot of my other books. So she goes down to the beach. She's down there, and the first night, her stepmother Heidi encourages her to go to this party where there are all these local kids there. And she gets there, and for some stupid reason, mostly because she just feels really out of place, she ends up hooking up with this guy just for a few minutes behind the dunes, like stolen kisses. And then she freaks out and runs away and just thinks, what am I doing? You know, I just don't even know where I ended up. The next morning, Heidi asks her to go down to the boutique that she owns, which is called Clementine. And I'm still crying over him. But we went out for like 2 years. It wasn't just a fling. We were serious as things like that can be. So some days, like today, it's just hard. The UPS man, who looked decidedly uncomfortable, brightened at the sight of me. Looks like your checkbook's here, he said. Oh, she turned to face me, then blinked, confused. Is Heidi, are you her stepdaughter? I explained. Really? That's great. Are you here to help with the baby? Not, oh, I can't wait to meet her, she said before I could finish. And I love her name, Thisbe. It's so unusual. Although I thought Heidi was naming her Isabel or Caroline, but maybe I was wrong. I handed her the checkbook, then the bag. When she glanced at it quizzical, I said, Heidi made you muffins. Really? She said excitedly, opening the bag. Oh, these smell delicious. Here, Ramon, you want one? She offered the bag to the UPS guy, who reached in and took one, then to me. I shook my head, and she helped herself. Thanks so much. Here, I'll just write the check quick and send it back with you, because I think Heidi needed it for some bill stuff, and I wouldn't want you to have to make another trip. Although it is handy to have here, but at the same time, I nodded. Too much information. Then walked over to a display of jeans, leaving her to chatter on. Behind the jeans, tucked away against a back wall, were some bathing suits on sale, so I started picking through them. I was checking out a red boy short bikini that wasn't entirely hideous.
Clip number 3 is of her answering a couple questions. The first question, I cut off the question when it was being asked. But the question was, how does she come up with her character names? Because a lot of them are really unique, like Remy and Ruby. So, yeah, she explains a bit.
It's grown on me. I like it now. But my best friend in high school was named Bianca, and I was always really jealous of Bianca or Veronica. You know, people have the coolest names now. I did a signing last night in North Carolina, and I had this huge stack of Post-it notes because all the names were on the books, and it's like, you know, Madison and Presley, and I was like, God, everybody's got a cool name now. So I get them from all over the place. Auden, I actually got, this is embarrassing to admit, but I was reading Us Weekly. Don't judge me. I love Us Weekly. And I was reading it, and some celebrity, I think it was Noah Wiley from ER, has a daughter named Auden. And the name just, I was like, I love that name. And then I started thinking, you know, why would you name your kid Auden? Obviously, the poet Auden, you're sort of maybe intellectual and literary, and that's what led to me deciding Auden would be, you know, Professor's daughter, and it helped develop her as a character, and it really sort of led to other things. But they've come from all over the place. Coley from Keeping the Moon, there was a girl who came to one of my signings named Coley, and I just really liked the name, so I used it. Annabelle, I just And my books always start with the name. The name is the first thing that comes. So as soon as I have the name, then the person sort of starts to gel around it. But I named my daughter Sasha, which I thought was unusual, but then Obama got elected, and now I was like, she's going to be the only Sasha. I looked on the Social Security website where it's like, it hasn't been in the top 100 names ever, you know, and I was like, yay! And now there are going to be all these Sashas. But that's okay. You know, I wanted to name her Clementine because I love that name. But I was worried that Clementine is a really big name for a little girl, and I was afraid people would call her Clem, which where I come from is what you called like an old man in overalls. And I was like, all right, well, we'll give it the middle name, and maybe when she gets to college and she's all quirky and she wants to be, you know, alternative, she can start calling herself Clementine. So that was a very long answer to your question. Another question? Yes.
I notice a lot of your stories are almost the same places. Are those fictional places or places that are based on places that you grew up?
Well, I've sort of created my own little world here, but it's very much based on Chapel Hill, where I grew up. And I think the nice thing is that if you're not from Chapel Hill, it could kind of be anywhere. So it's sort of an inside joke if you're from Chapel Hill and you know the area. I always have people say, oh, well, I know that that's supposed to be this at the reading I did last night. Someone's like, oh, that place, Spice and Time and Lock and Key, that's the Southern Seasons. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's what I have in mind. But I really aim to have the books where they can take place anywhere, and that is the highest compliment that I get. I hear from girls all over the world. I heard from somebody in Malaysia the other day. They're like, I love your books. It's just like my school. And I was like, wow. I've never been to Malaysia. So, and as far as like the beach stuff, I think everyone sort of has those memories of the beach. And I created this little beach town called Colby, which was very much based on just there are all these little North Carolina beach towns that are small and sort of family beaches. And it's more fun. When I was in college, I wrote a book that was set in Chapel Hill, and I would take it into writing workshop. People would just rip it apart because they would say, you know, oh, it takes longer to get to the hospital from the airport than that. You know, and it's like all this, and I thought, I hate this. I want to be like master of my own universe, and nobody can tell me, you know, how long it takes to get anywhere, or where the quick zip is in relation to Milton's Market. So it's like, now I am the only one who knows. And I'm kind of a control freak, so.
Clip number 4. It's pretty much aimed at one person, but you can also watch.
Hi, Adele. I heart you. Thank you for everything that you've done for me in my books. I really appreciate it. And I hope you're doing well.
Adele, I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, I'm done. I don't want to vlog anymore. I want to go to bed. I'm tired. But I can't go to bed because 1, I'm hungry, and 2, I have to bloggiesta. Because the bloggiesta is this weekend. This counts as bloggiesting, but I still have to do more. But I don't know how much I'm going to do because while I was at the bookstore where the event was, I managed to get my hands on a copy of this. So I don't think I'm going to be able to wait to read this. I wanted to read it too much. The book's too good. I can't resist. Tomorrow, Saturday, well, today if you're watching it on Saturday, I'm going to a young adult author pizza party, and it's going to be fun, and I can probably get more footage there because I've actually talked to a couple of the authors who are going to be there. So, woo! I get to meet Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll, who are the authors of Beautiful Creatures, so I'm going to film them. Oh yeah. And a bunch of other people, so I will bring more footage of that soon-ish.